how are you leveraging AI, or for that matter, how's your team leveraging AI um, to do its work? How has this changed in the last year or so? What's your value proposition for using AI in terms of developing code and whatnot? And where do you think it's all headed?
Some of the people who adopted it early were unexpected. Some of my better senior guys that I would have expected to lean in on the technology,
Mhm.
they've been doing it so long they did not. I had a couple of them that like guys like that I was really surprised that they didn't lean into it and adopt it quickly.
Yeah.
But they've got a set routine about how they build software, and they're comfortable in that routine, right? They know what they've learned over the years, and they're set.
Yeah.
The younger guys have adopted it. I'm a little concerned how quickly they adopted it. Some of my more junior guys, I'm going, you probably need some time in the trenches before you just trust the answer that AI is given.
Yeah.
But everyone has seen benefits for it. The answers that they're giving. I started my year off doing the pattern-based development lunch and learns, and kind of taught, prompting and prompt engineering for learning and using patterns in your software.
Yeah.
That has been magnified tenfold. The team has taken that to every level possible. But what I've noticed is the language has changed. People are using software patterns and terminology differently now. I'm hearing strategy pattern was implemented just the other day in the teams, and they're using AI to understand how to leverage the strategy pattern. They may not understand, the definition of the pattern, but because they've learned it through the lunch and learns and picked it up on it over time, they know just enough to say the words, and the AI fills in the gaps. That's what it's doing. AI is bridging the gaps in knowledge. I have a general understanding of something. Now AI is giving me details on how to implement it. Implementation strategy has went through the roof. My arguments with the PEs today, working with our architecture team, anytime they propose something, I immediately fact check them with AI.
How do they feel about that? I'm sure they're not too thrilled about that.
They're doing the same thing. I noticed it, like, I spoke the other day. I said, hey, if you're not using AI, you're missing out.
Yeah.
And guess what she was using today when we went in there? The difference was we were looking today, set up a meeting. What was it? It was Data Mover, some of the Apache Beam and the Data Mover for technologies. It was, do we have a meeting and set up a meeting with a team that's used it before to find out if the features work, or do we simply ask ChatGPT what the feature set is and how they implement it?
Yeah. I mean,
we could ask one question to AI and get the same answer that a 30-minute meeting would have taken.
Yeah. I mean, there's truth in so many different ways. I mean, you're in a meeting with your business stakeholders, important stuff is going down, and they say something, and then, one person just says, hey, who knows what this is? Yeah. And sure enough, we're all hitting the same place, and we found the same content. We're all in the same document. We can see each other looking, reading, and doing the same thing. So it's so amazingly, you thought information was accessible in the internet age. This is ridiculous how accessible this is.
There's no excuse for not having information today. There is nothing you cannot learn about today in a matter of seconds. That's the speed we're at. It's just, and it doesn't just extend there. It's our PMs are using Glean now. Anytime we need to find out data, when someone goes, oh, we don't have a SME or domain knowledge on how that works.
Yeah.
Like everybody on the team, you hear the buttons clicking, they're going to Glean to look across every document we have to figure out what's the history of, what was put in Confluence 5 years ago about how this feature works. And
that's right. Yeah. We're
getting that information that would have normally taken weeks to disseminate in minutes. And that's the huge thing. It really is a better search tool than anything I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
Because it's an intelligent search tool.
Yeah. I mean, there was a topic just a couple of days ago that I was being asked to go attend and talk to, and I didn't know anything about it because I never really had to. I asked a couple of our peers, and they're like, we don't know, but we have people who put the pieces together. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. So like you said, I just went on Glean, and I got all the answers I need. And this is something that permeates not only in our work life, in our home life. I mean, my daughter, I found out all I needed to know about backing up here. My wife wanted me to write a synopsis of my uh, daughter's tennis career. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she's a junior tennis player for her school.
Yeah.
And I was tired, she was tired, and I just went to ChatGPT. I said, ChatGPT, can you access all the data about my daughter on this match tennis app thing? And then he's like, I sure can. Okay, give me give me a summary. And it
Yeah.
was surprising the type of stuff they were able to not only pull the data but infer from that data.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's really no damn reason that you don't work without it. I mean, it should permeate through all your development processes and, like generating code, writing
Yeah.
unit tests, writing, you know, uh, you know, uh, automated tests,
Yeah.
do pull requests, all of the above, right?
Yeah, and it's only getting better. I mean, we look at we've got Juno and workspaces coming out now that's
Yeah.
completely changing the concept of a development environment for engineers to where while it's not perfect today, I can clearly see product engineering being the future of where we're headed
Yeah.
with this kind of technology. That product engineering standpoint to where you just describe what your feature is and then you do the code review. That's the way of tomorrow. That's clearly going to be the path forward. It's just a matter of maturing that technology up.
Yeah.